Okay, so the other day I saw The Killer, and I was going in with a certain mindset, but I came out with a completely different mindset. It was kind of a weird experience for me. I wasn't expecting this movie. I was expecting something else completely. And ultimately, I was kind of impressed by that. So let's get into it.
Stick to your plan. Trust no one. Stick to the plan.
So before I get to the main crux of this review, it's not going to be like my other reviews. Whereas you read the title, you know where I'm going with it. That's going to be kind of like the second half of this review. But first, I want to give some credit where credit's due in terms of David Fincher movies. Now, I'm not a diehard fan of David Fincher. I appreciate some of his work he's done in the past. He did an impressive job on Seven, Fight Club. I'm one of the few people that actually thinks the assembly cut of Alien 3 is some of his best work. And I know the man does not like talking about that movie. He actually despises that movie, so, clearly David Fincher and I are not like minds. But one of the things that I've had a real issue with David Fincher movies is with the musical tracks. Especially starting from The Social Network and moving on till now. He's had Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross from Nine Inch Nails working on the soundtracks, which initially sounds really awesome. Like, wait a minute, you're getting the creative minds behind Nine Inch Nails to work on your soundtrack? And it's awesome until you realize that the soundtracks are complete dog shit. And what I mean by that is, it's not like they're unlistenable, that they're not great songs. It's that with Social Network, the music was annoying as all hell to me. It was one of the most disappointing parts of the film. That and the fact that it's one of the most overrated, overhyped films of all time. I can't stress to you how overblown that film is. I mean, it's okay, but it's not the flawless masterpiece that it is, that it claimed to be. And then, with Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, oh my gosh, the music is complete dog shit in that film. It ruins the movie. The music is way too loud. You can't hear anyone when they're speaking because the music is like while someone's just talking calmly like this, and you can't fucking hear what anyone's saying. I mean, honestly, easily the worst movie David Fincher has ever done is the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo remake. Watch the original. It is infinitely better. But then with Gone Girl, as entertaining and good as that film is, the music still was a problem. I still had trouble hearing what people were saying with the music going on in the background. It's just like, oh, I have to turn on the subtitles because they will not turn down the freaking music. And so with The Killer, I was expecting the same thing. I was expecting music to be all the way up here and someone talking very calmly down here. But, Trent Reznor has his music up to 11. Thankfully, this movie doesn't do that. The music is actually at a normal, reasonable level, and I never once had to turn on the subtitles. It's like, oh, wow, they finally got it through their thick freaking skulls. It only took them 4 movies. So, I was very happy that the music was at a proper volume level throughout the entire thing. And I really, really appreciate that. Hopefully his next movie, same thing. Music level is at the right volume. You turn it up when no one's talking. You turn it down when people talk. Simple logic. Now, this movie isn't perfect. My big criticism of this film is there's something that happens to a character that causes the film to go into effect. I'm going to try and not spoil it, but you know the stereotype trope of over 8.9 billion spy assassin movies where he was the most highly trained, efficient spy / secret agent out there until they tried to kill him. And now he's out for... You know that old story? It's been done to death. And it's like you spend billions training this secret agent or assassin to be the best in the world, and then you just decide to kill him with woefully undertrained men, and then he just kills his way to the top. And it's like, you deserve this. You tried killing the most highly trained assassin or secret agent in the world, okay? You know that trope. So imagine that trope is kind of in place here, and again, it's like their reasoning behind doing this thing to this character, it's not quite that trope, but it's similar, doesn't make a lot of sense. It's like, okay, so you sent these people here, but you weren't expecting him there, and so, like, it makes no sense. And it's they throw it in to push the character on this journey, which it's a fun, entertaining journey, but the entire time I'm thinking, why is this character on this journey? Like, why was he pushed on this journey? And when we kind of give a half-assed answer to it, it's like, it's not good enough. I need a better reason why this character was put on this journey. And I don't get that with this movie. So that's like my one problem with the story, the narrative, is that it's kind of a half-assed reason why the character's put on this journey. And like his boss real quickly says a quick line that, like, I had to like do mental gymnastics to try and explain what his boss said to explain why he was pushed on this journey, because honestly it just sounded to me like a bunch of idiots didn't know how to properly run this Hitman business. So, going to the title of this video, David Fincher made a Hitman Agent 47 movie. What do I mean by that? Well, if you've ever played the video game Hitman, it follows this assassin as he basically trots around the globe killing high-value targets. Sometimes there's like a big conspiracy type, you know, like genetics, ethics question in the story. Or if you've played the more recent one, the pretty awesome World of Assassination trilogy that's in one package, it's kind of just, you know, okay, go Paris, kill these 2 people. Okay, go Marrakesh, kill these 2 people. Go Colorado, kill these 4 people. And it's kind of like that. So, when watching The Killer, I was getting some really, really strong Hitman Agent 47 vibes, especially with how the character was talking, the cold, methodical, like calculating tone of his voice and his thought process, and like how he's very emotionless through a lot of the film until he's not. And even when he is like emotional, it's very controlled and cold almost. And like, honestly, while watching this entire movie, he's bouncing all over the globe. He's doing these very creative assassination kills. He's an international hitman. And it's like, dude, seriously, all you needed to do was completely, like, shave Michael Fassbender, put him in a suit with a red tie, and bam, you got an Agent 47 Hitman movie. And, like, honestly, this movie captured the game, Hitman, Agent 47, more closely than either of the 2 live-action adaptations that they did of the video game. I mean, the one that came out in, like, 2008 with Timothy Olyphant, I didn't like it when I first saw it. And then, over the years, like, people, they switched their tone. It's like, it's actually a lot better than it was given credit for. And I watched it again, it's like, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was, but it still had a lot of issues. And then they tried Hitman 47 again with Hitman Agent 47 I think that's the title of it, with Rupert Friend. And the unfortunate story about that one is originally it was supposed to be Paul Walker in that role until he unfortunately died. And, like, he signed on to do that movie, like, a couple months before he passed away. And, like, he had the perfect, like, facial structure and jawline to do Agent 47. And unfortunately, he passed away, and they switched it to Rupert Friend, who, honestly, I wasn't nuts about his performance in the movie. It's a fun enough movie. You can have fun with it, but it wasn't that quintessential Hitman movie that we deserved. And, like, The Killer is. Like, The Killer captures the games very closely. I don't know if this was intentional or by accident. I don't know if David Fincher is a fan of the games or if he even knows of the games. But if he doesn't know of the games, he unintentionally created, like, one of the most faithful adaptations to a video game you could possibly imagine with The Killer. Because it felt like a Hitman movie adaptation. Including with some of the humor. Like, there's some, like, dry humor throughout the movie that works and would absolutely work for, like, a Hitman 47 game, because, like, Agent 47, he's not comedic. He doesn't have much emotion, but, you know, he's often wearing these really crazy, like, disguises. Michael Fassbender in this movie does wear different disguises at different locations, and, like, the more you look into it, like, yeah, no, this definitely is, like, the best Agent 47 adaptation you can possibly imagine. And even, like, Tilda Swinton has this really awesome scene. It's like one scene she's in, but, like, she would have been the perfect Diana, you know, his handler over the earpiece that tells him, like, the job. And so, like, honestly, if they did a Hitman 47 movie with Tilda Swinton and Michael Fassbender where she was Diana and he was Agent 47, like, you know, that would be pretty awesome. And this is probably the closest we're ever going to get to, like, that true Agent 47 adaptation of that video game. Because, like, the entire time I was watching this, it's like, man, this feels so much like Agent 47. So much. So, ultimately, in the end, I enjoyed this movie. I won't say it's a masterpiece, but it definitely hit some good notes. It fixed one of the longest standing issues I had with David Fincher films. And so for that, I'm pretty happy with this film. I won't say it's something you have to go out and watch right now. And it is acquired taste. Someone I was watching this movie with, they did not like this movie at all. They were completely unhappy with this. They could not wait for it to end. So I think this movie is an acquired taste. I don't think it's for everyone. But if you're into, like, the Hitman Agent 47 video games, I think you'll absolutely love this. And if you like movies about assassins, I think ultimately you will enjoy this. It's not perfect, but I had a good time with it. I would probably watch this again some point down the road. And yeah, that's pretty much about it for this review. So yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. That's been my review of The Killer, starring Michael Fassbender and directed by David Fincher. My name's Christopher Kyle with 11 Hour Reviews, and that will be all for today.